survey conducted by an organizational psychologist, Tasha Urich, it was discovered that 95% of people believe that they are self-aware, whereas only 10 to 15% of people are actually self-aware. So my question to you is, do you really know yourself? Like, I don't mean the food you like and the places you like to go to, but your emotional patterns, your reactions, your values. Most of us think that we are actually self aware until life tells us otherwise. Self awareness is actually very important because it helps us to develop ourselves better, it helps us to understand ourselves, it helps us to develop good relationship with other people, it helps us to make better choices, better decisions, and it also helps us to see ourselves objectively. In today's episode, I am going to teach you 4 powerful ways to build real, grounded self-awareness. This isn't about overthinking or judgment to self. It is a way to teach you to grow, to heal, and actually to be in control of your life. Before we get into the step, I would like to quickly let you know that self-awareness is in 2 kinds. We have the internal self-awareness, which is about understanding your thoughts, your feelings, your behavior, your triggers, your values, how you react to stress, what makes you happy, and what are your strengths and your weaknesses. While the external self-awareness talks about how other people see us, how our words and actions affect other people, as well as the relationship we have with other people. This exposes us to the fact that sometimes the way we see ourselves is not the way other people see us. And it's important to also note that internal self-awareness is the foundation for external self-awareness. Our 4 steps today are going to be dealing with both the internal self-awareness and the external self-awareness. The very first step to self-awareness is to practice mindful observation. Self-awareness begins with noticing your thoughts, your feelings, your physical sensation, your reaction in the moment without trying to change or judge yourself. From today, start noticing your thoughts, your reactions in real time. In your quiet moment, ask yourself, why did I feel that way? Why did I react that way? What emotion is present in me right now? I usually do this at night after the day's work. Maybe when I'm in the shower or when I lie down to sleep. I think about all that happened throughout the day, and I try to think about my reactions, my behavior, my thought patterns throughout the day. At this point, I am very honest with myself. This is not a time to judge yourself. This is a time to be very honest with yourself. Ask yourself questions. Talk to yourself. Be very honest with yourself. This is the foundation for self-awareness. The second step to self-awareness is to identify your emotional triggers and patterns. Emotional trigger is anything that stimulates a strong response, such as fear, sadness, or anger. They usually point to past wounds, unmet needs, or deeper fears. Recognizing what triggers you gives you control over how you respond. You see, anytime something triggers you, it is a pointer to something. Let me give you an example. Some time ago, I was with my friend, and her daughter came from behind and laid her head on the shoulders of her mom, my friend. And my friend said to her daughter, "Do you want to enter inside my body?" Although she still hugged her daughter and we all smiled. When her daughter left, I asked my friend, "Do you know why you did that?" It is because we African girls with strong moms didn't grow up with so much affection. Yes, we may have grown up with so much love, but affection is missing in the equation of our lives. And so giving affection to our kids is something we may not naturally do. Now, the difference between you, who is self-aware, and someone else is that you understand this and then you go ahead to make conscious effort to correct that. I also have a friend who likes to be checked on at the ticking of a clock. She says it is her love language. And when you do not do that as a friend, she doesn't consider you a genuine friend. Fast forward to months later, I discovered that at a very young age, she was left to do a lot of things for herself. She didn't grow up with so much attention. So, as an adult, she's triggered and looking for attention at every venue. She wants to be validated, celebrated, and recognized at the tick of a clock. You see, you need to understand yourself and know why you do certain things. This will help you develop yourself and avoid bleeding on innocent people who know nothing about your past, thereby building quality relationships. Years ago, I used to tell myself that I was short tempered, but as I became more self aware, I realized that I wasn't short tempered, I am impatient. In summary, identify your triggers and investigate why you are triggered by that. The third way to build self awareness is to seek honest feedback from others. You see, we all have a self perception gap, which is the difference between how we see ourselves and how we actually show up. The only way to bridge this gap is by asking for honest feedback from our loved ones. I'd like to quickly add that this honest feedback should come from people who know you, who share your values, and who are also self aware. Let me tell you why with an example. Now, you may be someone who believes in standing up for yourself, making it very clear that you do not accept any form of rubbish. Asking for feedback from somebody who doesn't stand up for themselves or someone who doesn't share the same value system with you is setting yourself up for confusion because your feedback is going to be that you are a rude person. The best way to get this feedback is to ask direct questions. Questions like, well, how does my body language sound when I speak? Does my body language and my voice, do they say the same thing? What do you think I can improve on when it comes to my character? What do you think I can improve on that I might not see? What do you think is my weakness? What do you think is my strength? Another way I recommend is playing the game around the Johari window. I have a detailed video that explains this. You can watch this video after this. The title of that video is How to Improve Self-Awareness. The fourth and final way to improve self-awareness is getting clear on your core values. Self-awareness isn't just about knowing your triggers, it is also about knowing your truth. Your values define what matters to you, what you stand for, and how you like to live your life. Living by your core values creates authenticity and inner peace. Some years ago, after I was being redeployed to another unit in my organization, I bumped into a staff who we had both worked in the previous unit and we were just catching up. He said something that really struck me. He said, Madam, we'll miss you so much. And just yesterday, we were having a conversation about you, and everyone was in agreement that if anyone wants to know the truth of a situation or of a matter in this organization, let them ask Mrs. Odun. She will not paint the issue no matter who is involved. I smiled and thanked him for the compliment. I left there feeling happy and fulfilled, knowing that one of my core values, which is honesty, was very well expressed by me and seen by others. To identify and get clear on your core values, ask yourself these questions. What do I admire in others? What makes me feel proud? What would I fight for, even if it costs me something? Choose 3 to 4 core values, write them down, and use them as a compass for your life. If you know you got some value from this video, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and don't forget to share to your loved ones. Have a beautiful day. Bye.